The story of the prodigal son is one of the most powerful parables Jesus told. It's a story about forgiveness, love, and redemption, teaching us that no matter how far we stray, we can always return home to God's open arms. Once there was a wealthy man with 2 sons. One day the younger son came to his father and said, "Father, give me my share of the inheritance now." Though the father was saddened by this request, he divided his estate between his 2 sons. The younger son gathered all his belongings and traveled to a distant country. There he lived recklessly, wasting his money on wild living. He surrounded himself with fake friends and indulged in every pleasure the world offered. But soon, a severe famine struck the land. The younger son, who had spent everything he had, found himself in desperate need. All the friends he once had disappeared, and he was left alone, hungry, and penniless. In his desperation, the younger son took a job feeding pigs, the lowest possible task. He was so hungry that he longed to eat the food the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. At that moment, he realized how far he had fallen. Suddenly the son came to his senses. He thought, "How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will go back to my father and say, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.'" As the son was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father called his servants and said, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." While the celebration was in full swing, the elder son returned from the fields. When he heard the music and dancing, he asked what was happening. A servant told him, "Your brother has come home, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has returned safe and sound." The elder son was angry and refused to join the celebration. He said to his father, "All these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat to celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes home after wasting your wealth, you celebrate." The father said to his elder son, "My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." The story of the prodigal son shows us the depth of God's love. No matter how far we stray or how many mistakes we make, God is always ready to welcome us back with open arms. It also reminds us to celebrate the redemption of others and not let pride or jealousy block the joy of forgiveness.